are coming back here where we left off in our last class, and I think I did very briefly and very quickly go over this, but I would like to spend some time today learning this and also getting into a lot more stuff today. But all of this is a lot of talking and theory rather than playing. We will get to the playing part, that is the goal. But in order for us to get there, I think we need to have this kind of, really clear in our mind. So when we spoke last time, we were speaking about, 12 notes, right? Actually, if you count each and every one of these keys, we really have 12 keys in one octave, right? So I am counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then this becomes the next octave, right? So this is the exact same as that, it's just higher, and the pattern just goes on repeating. And if you are on a piano or on a larger keyboard, it will repeat even several more times than what we see here. So the thing to notice here is that we have always been playing this as our sa so far, and then playing this as re. We never played this one note, right? Then we played this as re, and we played this as our ga. We never played that. Similarly, then we played this ga, ma. There is nothing in between both of them. But then from ma to pa, again we kind of tend to skip this one key that we never have played so far. Now from pa to dha, again there is this one black key that we never played. From dha to ni, there is this one key which we never played, and then comes sa. So the way for us to think would be in terms of steps. So the distance between two keys is called a step. So if we look at here, this would be considered a half step. From here to here would be considered a half step. From here to here would be considered a full step. Okay, so from here, two subsequent notes are considered half a step. So this is half, making it one full step. So if we look at this pattern right here, 1, if this is 1, this is 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Then we don't play 4, we go to 5. So again here, if we look at this from a point of view of steps, then this is again a whole step. Why? Because this is half, making it one full step. But between this and this, there is only half a step. Why? Because there is no other key in between both of them. So we go from full step, half step, then we play like that, right? From ma to pa is that. So again a full step, pa to dha, there is this one note, so this is half, making it a full step. From this to this half, making it a full step again, full step. But from ni to sa, again it is a half step. So we go from full step, half step, full step, half step. Yeah, so it is full, half, full, half. Yeah, you can think of it in terms of this, or you can think of it in terms of numbers. You can maybe think of it in terms of 2. Why? Because there is a difference of 2. 2, 1. then 2, 2, 2, and here actually there is 1 if we play the next sa. Yeah, so this is something that we kind of need to, like really have memorized. So I would repeat, if you were to just memorize this, it would be full, full, half, full, 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 half. Once again, full, full, half, full, 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 half, full, full, half, full, 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 half. Now this, learning it like this will really enable us to play without the help of that template from any key. And it may take you a few seconds for us to kind of, like sit and figure out where that next key would be. But I think this, memorizing it this way is really beneficial. So for example, let us maybe try to pick some random note and use that as our sa. Let's see here. So let's, for the sake of practicing this, let's think of this as our sa. So if this is sa, what is a full step? Half and half. So this is then our re. Sa, re. Now between re and ga there should be again a full. So this is half, this is half, so full. Ga. Now between ga and ma there is only a half step or a 1, difference of 1. So the very next note would become ma. Ma. Now if we were to find pa, we have a difference of 2. So half and half or 1 full step. Pa. Now again for dha we have to find half and half. So dha. For ni we have to again do the same thing. Half and half. Now it is a half step, so the very next note, sa, sa, ni, dha, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. Yeah, so from any key that we play, we will kind of follow this half step, full step, full step, full step, full step, half step, and we will continue that. So my kind of a homework for all of you guys would be to go figure this out and figure out the scale from a random key that we haven't played so far. So maybe try playing sa here. Maybe try playing sa, let's say here, right? These are like just some random notes. Or maybe try it from here and see if you can, play the entire scale. Now, talking about more talking, and I'm sorry for all the talking, but we will, start playing some difficult stuff pretty soon. So I really want to get this concept going. So we talked about 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10 and 12 on this sheet, right? I mean this board. So this is what we have been playing, but there are of course missing notes here, right? What happens to 2? What happens to 4? What happens to 7 or 9 or 11? So for that I have this one board which talks about those missing or the keys that we haven't been playing so far. So between sa and re, coming back to our usual sa, let's play that. So sa, re. The note that we did not play is also a re, but it is called a flat or a minor, or in Indian music system we call it a komal re. Komal, the word itself basically means something that is softer, something that is flat or minor. So between sa and re, the note that we skipped here is called a komal re. Similarly, between re and ga, the note that we skipped here is called a komal ga. To write these komal notes, what we do is we simply either write them in a lower case and or we underline them like that to represent komal. So now between ga and ma there isn't actually any note, right? But there is a note between ma and pa. Now this note is not called a komal pa, but it is called a sharp ma, or in Hindi we call it teevra ma, which basically translates to a sharp ma. In order to write that sharp ma, we use something like this. It looks like an apostrophe mark, but we simply write it like that to represent that sharp ma. Now between pa and dha, there is this note which we left out, and that is called a komal dha, right? We write it like that. We can also underline. Between dha and ni, there is a komal ni, and then there is this ni and then sa. So all the natural notes that we played so far, 1, 3, 5, 7, 6, 8, 10, 12. These notes are called shuddha, meaning pure, natural notes. Re, this re, number 2, number 4, number 9 and number 11 with underlines. These are called komal notes, or flat or minor notes. This one note, number 7, is called a sharp or a teevra ma. Yeah, a teevra or a sharp note. Why? Because it is slightly sharper, right? It's higher than the usual ma. In these cases, these notes, for example, this re, this ga, these are lower than their actual counterparts, right? So these are minor or softer or komal, whereas this ma is higher, so it is sharper and teevra. Okay, having said that, and I know this was a lot of talking, let us play our Saregama one more time, and in our next class we will start to look at using some of these other notes as well. So Saregama pa dha ni sa, sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa, Saregama pa dha ni sa, sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. Okay, so that was our class for today. I know it was not that much of a playing, it was more of talking and learning these notes, but I am sure this was a useful exercise. Let me know if you have any questions, and next class we will be spending a lot more time on actual playing.